How's it going, everybody? Tim here, back with another travel tip, and today I want to talk about the Greyhound bus. Now, I know the Greyhound bus gets a bad rap. A lot of people say it's dangerous, it's not safe, it's unreliable, it's dirty, only poor people ride it. I just wanted to say, as someone who's ridden the Greyhound bus up and down America, long trips, short trips, none of that is true. I found the Greyhound to be very reliable. I actually enjoy riding it. It's fun for me. Always got me where it needed to. Always got me where I needed to go on time. Never had any issues. I never got robbed. I wasn't surrounded by a bunch of dirty, poor people. It was just regular people trying to get where they're going, and it's very reasonably priced. But I did want to go over just a few tips to make sure that you always do get to your destination, that you do get there safely, and that you do have the best experience you can on the Greyhound bus. Now, the first thing I want to talk about was a tip that I think a lot of people don't know about, and it's a big one. It's one of my favorite ones, and that's a tip on how you can get discount pricing on your Greyhound bus tickets. It's very simple. If you go to Greyhound.com and you go with 21 days or more in advance, you will get a way cheaper price than if you go 20 days or later. Which a lot of people, they'll go, a week beforehand, maybe 2 weeks, and book their ticket or get it that day. If you go 21 days in advance, your tickets will be way cheaper. Depending on where you're going, it can be hundreds of dollars cheaper. I'd say usually it cuts it in about a third. So I mean, I've seen it, tickets that were $270 some dollars. I got it for like $99 because I booked 21 days in advance. So if you're thinking about riding the Greyhound sometime within the next month, next couple of months, go ahead and iron the exact day out, get on Greyhound and buy your ticket as far in advance as possible, because it will definitely save you money. That's a big tip. It says it right there on the Greyhound website, so you know I'm not lying to you or making it up. But it's one a lot of people ignore. They end up spending too much money. Now, another quick tip that I think is very important when riding the Greyhound is you need to know about the luggage you can take. This is another one I think people don't really take the time to look it up, read the small print on their ticket on the website, or even ask if they call to buy their tickets. Greyhound allows you to have free of charge 2 bags. One to go under the bus that you check can be up to 50 pounds, and then you're allowed a second carry-on that should be, I think it's around 25 pounds or less, that you take with you on the bus, and it will actually be in the compartment kind of above the window seat on the aisle where you sit. So yeah, that's 2 bags. One up to 50 pounds goes under the bus. One up to 25 pounds you take on with you. You can put in that compartment, or you can keep it in the seat with you if you want to. Just keep in mind the one that you're going to check that goes under the bus, keep in mind that it is going under the bus, and there will be jostling, and the bus hits bumps, things like that. So you may not want to have any breakables or any valuables or antiques or family heirlooms, but basically anything that can break if it's getting beat around and slammed into other suitcases. Just kind of be leery of that. Also, if you got your little duffel bag, you kind of want to have a sturdier suitcase for the one that's going under the bus. But it can be up to 50 pounds, which is actually a lot when you're when you're putting together clothes and things like that you'll typically take on a trip. So you can usually get a lot in that bag that goes under the bus. Some places I've been to, they weighed them just to make sure you were honest, and that it was under 50 pounds. Other places I've been, they didn't care. They just gave me the thing, hey, put this around your bag. They do give you a little piece of paper, some string to put around your bag when you put it under there. When you go to get the luggage from under the bus later, there will be a piece of paper they put inside your ticket that you'll have to match to get your bag. So make sure you keep your ticket with you at all times until you've totally finished your trip. Keep your ticket with you, because if you got luggage under there, you'll need it to get it back. And also, you never know what might happen. Just in case, I say always keep your ticket with you until the trip is totally done before you throw it away. So that's what you need to know about your luggage. Another tip that I think is very important when riding the Greyhound bus is to get to the station early, just to make sure the bus is on time, things like that. But also, whenever possible, you want to be out there ready to go when the bus pulls in, because you want to be the first person or one of the first people on the bus when they start letting people on. I'll tell you why. The Greyhound, while it's not full of a bunch of dirty, poor people, sometimes does have people on it that you may not want to sit next to. So when you get on the bus, it's not like the bus is going to be empty and everyone gets on. Typically when you get on the Greyhound bus, it's going to have stopped a lot of stops ahead of yours, and the bus will already be packed. There'll be a lot of people on there. You want to have the opportunity of the empty seats on there to get the first pick, because the last person on the bus basically has to sit wherever there's a seat, and it might be next to the crazy person, or it might be next to the person who snores, or it might be next to the mom with 8 kids, so try to get on the bus as soon as possible. Be at the front of the line when that bus pulls in, so you can find the seat next to another normal person, or the elderly old lady who's going to sleep the whole time. So get on the bus early, try to get a good seat. That's a big tip. Another one too is never leave your bags unattended on the Greyhound. I've never had any trouble, but this doesn't mean it can't happen. There are bathrooms in the back of the Greyhound bus, and a lot of times people get real complacent about their carry-on bags. They'll put them up in the compartment, they'll go to the bathroom, they'll be in there X amount of time, they come back, the bags are there, they're cool. Unless you know someone on the bus, you're traveling with a friend, or unless you kind of got a rapport with the person sitting next to you or someone around you and you trust that they'll look up for your bag, be very leery about doing that. You never know who might reach up there, pull the bag down, take something out, put it back up, and the people around don't know your bag from someone else's bag. They're not paying that much attention. Just be careful. I've also seen people, sometimes the bus will stop at somewhere, it's not a station, but it might be like a gas station, a place to eat, where they might pick up a few people. I've seen people leave their carry-on bags on the bus, go out to get something to eat, come back. I don't recommend that, because once again, a lot of these places, the drivers gets off, most of the people gets off. Anybody can reach up there, grab your bag, walk off with it, or they can take it down, pull something out of it, put it back up there, and that may be their stop. They may be gone. You'll never see them again. So just, be very leery about leaving your bags unattended on the bus. Also, when you're in the stations, don't leave your bags unattended. I think it's even more important in the station, because there are some people, and I've seen this for a fact, all they do is just come up to the Greyhound station every day and look for people they can rob. Now, these aren't going to be people who, pull a weapon on you or a knife or anything like that. They're not going to be violent offenders. These are people that are looking for someone who puts their bag in the chair, goes to the bathroom, because then they can just walk over, grab your bag, go out the door. Just be kind of careful. Just always make sure your bags are right next to you, you got your hand on them, because there are people, like I said, one of their things they do every day is come to the Greyhound and try to look for unsuspecting passengers to try to rob. That's just the way it is. So just be careful of that. But if they're, like I said, they're not going to be violent, come up and rip your bags from you, because there is security at any Greyhound station you'll go to where it's really bad. They're typically going to have security, and if there's any kind of commotion, they're going to come over there. The people who might be lurking, they know this, so they're going to try to get you on the sly. So just don't give them the opportunity. Whenever you're on the bus, whenever you're at the station, keep your eye and or your hand on your bags, and you'll be fine. Another important thing when riding the Greyhound, remember to always listen to and respect the drivers. The drivers are basically the law on the Greyhound bus, and I have seen people get put off the Greyhound bus for not listening. And when they put you off the Greyhound, if they put you off at a station, you might be able to, not a station, but if they put you off at like a stop, like I saw a guy, we stopped at a convenience store, so people could use the bathroom, get something to eat, things like that. The bus driver said, no alcohol, nobody get anything to drink. Now, this is kind of one of those things, if you, grab a beer and go around where no one sees you, and you chug it real quick, get back on the bus, no one's ever going to know. This guy went and got a 4-pack of beer, sat right in front of the bus, and was slamming them. The bus driver wouldn't let him back on the bus, And the guy was basically SOL. Now, when the next bus came by, if the guy had his ticket, maybe the driver would be kind enough to let him back on the bus and continue on his destination, but then again, he might not have been. If a driver says you're off, you're off. There's really nothing you can do about it, and they don't really care what happens from then. If you're not at a stop or somewhere like that and they have to put you off, typically they'll call the police to get you removed and also kind of to document the situation. And in that case, they're pretty much not going to let you back on the bus. But usually that will only happen if the driver is giving you multiple warnings and you're not listening, because the driver doesn't want to stop. They don't have to wait on the cops. They got a schedule to keep. So they'll usually warn you. If you listen, you're fine. You stay on the bus. If not, you might wind off the bus in police custody in some podunk town, and then what do you do then? So listen to, respect the drivers, and you'll have a good trip. And so yeah, those are basically the tips that I want to put out there for riding the Greyhound to make your trip cheaper. The tip for making it cheaper: 21 days in advance. I can't say that enough. Also, just knowing about your luggage. One 50-pound bag, one 25-pound carry-on. Get to the station early. You want to get on the bus as soon as possible. Don't leave your bags unattended at the station or when you're on the bus. And listen to the drivers, because they are the law. But other than that, it's pretty much just riding, looking out the window, seeing the sights. Get to know the people around you. Like I said, it's, for me, typically pretty fun time. I enjoy it and haven't had a bad experience. So thanks for watching. Hope these tips are helpful, and I'll be back next time with more travel tips.